Diego Maradona, the god of Naples. He was small, stocky, and flawed in every possible way. But when Diego Armando Maradona touched a football, he became divine. To some, he was a genius. To others, a sinner. To the people of Naples, he was more than a player, he was a god. Born in Villa Fiorito, a poor neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Maradona grew up with nothing. Football wasn't just a game, it was survival. From the moment he first kicked a ball, people knew he was special. His dribbling, his vision, his ability to control the game, it was as if the ball was tied to his feet. By his teenage years, he was already a star in Argentina, carrying the weight of a nation desperate for heroes. His talent soon took him to Barcelona, but in Spain, life was difficult. Injuries, conflicts with management, and a violent brawl left him unsettled. Just when it seemed like Europe wasn't ready for Maradona, destiny called from Italy, not from Milan, not from Turin, not from Rome, but from the poorest city in the country, Naples. In 1984, Maradona signed for Napoli, a club with no history of major success. To many it was a strange move. But for Naples it was salvation. The city was looked down upon by the rest of Italy, poor, chaotic, and ridiculed. And here came Maradona, the street kid from Argentina, who understood what it meant to be underestimated. The bond was instant. He wasn't just their player, he was their symbol. On the pitch, Maradona transformed Napoli. With his dazzling dribbles, outrageous free kicks, and unmatched creativity, he carried the team to places they had never dreamed of. In 1987, Napoli won their first-ever Serie A title. The city exploded. Streets filled with celebrations that lasted for days. Graffiti on the walls read, "Our dream has become reality." For the first time, Naples wasn't in the shadow of the North, they were kings of Italy. But Maradona didn't stop there. He led Napoli to another Serie A title in 1990, a UEFA Cup, and multiple trophies. Each goal, each touch, each victory cemented his status as a living god. To the people of Naples, Maradona wasn't just a footballer. He was hope. He was pride. He was proof that the forgotten could rise above the powerful. Yet behind the glory, darkness followed him everywhere. Fame consumed him. The late nights, the drugs, the scandals, they were impossible to ignore. He became entangled with the local mafia, his private life a whirlwind of chaos. By the early 90s, it all came crashing down. Failed drug tests, suspensions, and eventual exile from Italy marked the end of his Napoli story. The god had fallen and the city mourned. Still, despite the scandals, despite the decline, Maradona's legacy in Naples remains untouchable. His murals cover the streets. His name is sung in the stadium that now bears his name. To this day, when Neapolitans speak of Maradona, they do so with reverence. He wasn't perfect, in fact he was deeply flawed. But that's what made him human. And in his humanity he gave the people of Naples something eternal. Diego Maradona was more than a footballer. He was a miracle wrapped in contradictions. He lifted Argentina to World Cup glory, he gave Naples its greatest days, and he lived a life as wild and unpredictable as the way he played. For the world, he will always be remembered as a genius touched by both heaven and hell. But for Naples, he will always be their god.